Hi there, it's Sandy Jones-Wilkins from the Wintergreen Resort at the UROC 100K Championship, chatting with Jeff Rose. Jeff, how you doing?
Good.
Hey, it's great to see you again, and I know you've had a great summer of running and running your camps and so on and so forth. I wonder, what's your thinking going into this 100K race that I know you were part of initiating the start of?
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited, probably as excited to see how the race goes off as a whole as I am for my own races. I've had a couple tough races this summer, and I feel like I've rebounded pretty well from that physically, but personally it's a bit of an unknown for me, and so it's kind of almost more like this collective thing of how the whole race plays out that I'm as excited about as my own race. So.
You got any thoughts about this course? A lot of chatter about the blend of the rocks and the mud with the roads. I mean, my perspective, I think it's a pretty interesting kind of dynamic. Have you thought much about it?
Yeah, I mean, really just in the last few days, there's been a lot of chatter about it, and then coming out here and seeing some parts of it driving in, and I ran a little bit of it just a bit ago, and yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be both extremes. There seems to be some really rocky, muddy, like rugged trail, and then a lot of road, and so I think it's going to make for a fun race because you're going to have people that excel at different things, having serious stretches of the course where they're a lot better than their competitors, but it's not.
I mean, there could be a lot of tag going on
totally,
with the roads and the gnarly. Are you going with your tried and true Montreal masochists?
Yeah.
Man, you just can't shake those things, can you?
Nope.
All right. Well, speaking of sponsorships, have you found that beer sponsor yet?
Still working on
Oh
that.
yeah, it's getting harder and harder.
Yeah.
As I think we've said, I'd take a product only sponsorship with us, with a brewery, just for the plug. Just get that out there. So I mean, looking at the field, is there anybody you have your eyes on as you reflect on this and the season and the guys you've run against or not run against? There's a few wild cards here.
Yeah, to me that's the most exciting thing. I mean, I think there's a half a dozen or so kind of more proven runners who people are talking about a lot. But what's exciting to me are some of the wild card guys, people I've never heard of. That I've gotten email from them over the summer, like I'm thinking of running it. Like here's my credentials, and you read through it, and it's like, man, I can't run. That. I can't run that.
Whoa, 2:20 marathon.
Like, okay, this should be interesting.
Right.
And so yeah, I think some of that some of those wild card runners.
So we had some big news this week, Jeff, and it kind of gets into the heart. REM declared that they're no longer gonna play. And anybody ever told you look like Michael Stipe?
Ever since I shaved my head after UTMB, yeah. But
so can you give us a little quick, little rendition, a little Radio Free Europe, a little driver's aid?
Definitely not.
Definitely not. All right. Well, there you go. He looks like Michael Stipe, but he's going to draw the line at singing. Jeff Rose, good luck tomorrow. Great chatting with you, buddy. All right. Hello, this is Andy Jones-Wilkins signing in from the Wintergreen Resort up here in Virginia, chatting with Dave James on the eve of the UROC 100K Ultramarathon. Dave, how you doing?
Doing great. I'm really excited to be here. UROC is going to be an amazing event.
Excellent. Well, the last time I saw you was in the locker room after Western States. I think I was naked.
I wasn't looking at you.
Yeah, that's good. Attaboy. Now, you were on your way, actually, in all seriousness, to Ireland. How'd that go for you?
Yeah, Ireland was a huge personal disappointment, but it was an amazing event. First chance I had to wear the USA singlet. They had me hold the flag the night before the opening ceremonies.
Nice.
And the only reason I finished that race is I was third American, so I helped us finish sixth as a team. We haven't gotten Jeff or any other Dave Mackey to come with us and be part of the IAU World Trail Championships yet, but that was the first year they did a team competition. They're going to do another one in 2 years, so I'm hoping that the guys will sign on.
So let me get this straight. You're an American runner, and you went to Europe and did well.
I personally did not, but one of our guys.
Our team did.
We finished sixth out of 20 teams.
There you go.
Yeah, it was a 50-mile race.
Not too shabby.
Yes.
Okay. So what are you thinking about this?
It's going to be fun. I mean, this is like, it reminds me a little bit of the JFK vibe with the mix, but it's like, I went out and did like 5 or 6 miles of the course yesterday, a little bit this morning, and it just goes back and forth. You'll be on really technical trails, as Jeff talks about, and then climb a road for a mile, and then back on the trails, climb a road for a mile. So it's going to be, like you said, it's going to be like...
It's a little schizo course. Yeah. I mean, you got the gnarly, and then the regular, and then the gnarly, and kind of like my life. So you got shoes figured out?
I'm going to go with the Innovate 230s, the blue ones.
230s?
Yeah.
His bottoms will fall off.
I've had success with them.
Yeah.
You know, that's usually
Blue ones?
Unless they give me the black ones that they have out in the tent.
I ain't got to go with the black ones.
Yeah.
Really sweet.
They only send me the blue ones. Nobody else will buy them.
And you got a nutrition plan?
Yeah, as much as I can take. Up to 500 an hour is if everything's going right. You know, that's what we're.
That's your idea.
Yeah.
No solid food.
No.
But back in the day, you put away some solid food, didn't you?
I used to.
Yeah.
That's why I run now, so I can still do that.
Yeah. Now you've had an interesting kind of bio. You went from Northeast growing up, and now you're out in Arizona.
Yeah.
I used to live down there.
Yeah.
Kind of tough getting through those summers, isn't it?
It's been miserable. This is our first summer out in Arizona.
Yeah.
We followed my wife out for her career, and we're finally dipping under the triple digits. Last week. We hit the 90s.
We're going to see you at Javelina.
I'm going to be at Javelina Payson. I'm not going to go back there and race that until someone dips under my course record. But I'm trying to get the guys out there to give that a shot because I think that my course record can be beaten out there fairly easily by some of these guys.
I think it probably can. But until then, you're the man at Javelina.
Yeah.
Well, good luck tomorrow, man.
Thanks,
Dave, it's
Andy.
great chatting with you.
Thank you
All
so
right,
much.
thanks a lot. Hey there, this is Andy Jones-Wilkins signing in from Wintergreen Resort in the hills of Virginia on the eve of the UROC 100K, chatting with Ian Charman. Ian, how you doing?
Good, thanks.
All right, great to see you. You know, the last time I saw you was on the top 10 podium at Western States.
Yeah.
Were you happy with your Western States this year?
It felt like a really good run for how I was feeling on the day. So I felt it was one of the most satisfying runs I've had this year.
Yeah.
But if I'd have been told at the start of the day that I'd be 10th, I wouldn't have been happy with that.
Right. And it was a little bit of a battle there for 10th.
It was a huge battle, yeah. I mean, everyone out there pushed hard, and the times were so much quicker this year as well.
Yeah. And I kind of was a little bit worried myself with my own personal race. When I found out you were 6 minutes back at Browns, I figured I was pretty much toast. But I don't know what happened there. What are you thinking about this? We got roads, we got trails, we got a star-studded field, we got some wild cards.
I wouldn't want to predict who's going to win because it sounds like a lot of the bigger names who people are expecting to win have either been ill recently or they're not feeling as good or whatever. But yeah, I mean, there's plenty of fast guys in the sort of wild card elites who I've maybe not heard their names, but they've done fast races, the shorter stuff. So
Okay.
this could be a big breakout race for them. And someone who can do a 2:20 marathon can potentially go really quickly in this.
So I recently read something you wrote about a bucket list of things you'd like to do running-wise.
Yeah.
Are any of those here on the East Coast of the United States?
Well, I suppose JFK I'd like to do.
You'd like to do JFK?
Yeah, I mean, that was just a really things I have to do. JFK is maybe slightly lower down that list, but it's still
Kind of the history and the...
Exactly, yeah. I mean, there's such a long list if I put every single race I want to do. So
If we could be so bold as Americans these days, JFK might be our comrades.
Yeah, I mean, it's the biggest 50-miler, isn't
That's
it?
right.
So it's certainly got that appeal.
And you have declared a year off of comrades.
that's
I,
good.
for one, am quite disappointed about that.
Well, so am I, but it's just so far to get there. I mean,
Yeah.
it takes me a day and a half to get there, and then a day and a half to get back and getting used to it all, and then it's only 3 weeks before Western States this coming year.
And what is it about comrades that makes it that race that you... I mean, you've said pretty openly that is the...
I think it is. I mean, it's the biggest, most competitive ultra out there. It's 20-odd thousand people running. The fastest guys, you've got guys who've been to the Olympics in the marathon, and they've then moved on to longer stuff, but they're still knocking out sub 6-minute miles for 5.5 hours or so.
Wow. And you've never done comrades in costume.
No, I've always tried
That
to
might
do
you might get run right out of South Africa.
No, they
Are there
have
some
people who
costume
do that.
guys?
Definitely, yeah. Not at the front though.
And no costumes at the front. I mean, imagine the front's pretty stressful at comrades.
Yeah, because it's just there's so many people. I mean, in an ultra, if you run fairly quickly, it tends to spread out a lot. But you've got so many people, and it's so deep that it's only even in the last few miles that you start to spread out much.
Well, good luck tomorrow, with costume or not. I think it's going to be a great race, and it's been a pleasure talking with you.
Thanks
Ian,
a lot.
Good job.